Shalom, welcome to Rob on the Rock. I'm Rob Vanoff. Today we're going to do a Hebrew spelling lesson looking not at the Bible, but at ancient Jewish coins from the Persian era. I hope you like it. So today we're going to look at some Jewish coins from the Persian period, so ancient Jewish coins. And specifically, we're going to look at the spelling of the name Yehud, which is the name of the Persian province, on the actual coins. And what we're going to see is that there's no vav. Like if we look up Yehud in the scriptures, we would see yod-heh-dalet, Yehud, with the scribes using the vav as a u sound. But what we're going to see here is that, in fact, it's spelled yod-heh-dalet in Paleo Hebrew letters. And information I'm getting here is from the ins.org.il. So that's the Israel Numismatic Society. You can see their website right here, and I have links below as well. One of the images also is from the Israel Museum website, and I'll provide the link to that as well. So here we go. The basic point of what we're going to see here is the Paleo Hebrew yod-heh-dalet. It looks something like this. There's our yod, our hey is going to be the three dashes with the line, and then the dalet, kind of like a flag. And that's yod-heh-dalet. And that's how on these very several variety of Persian era Jewish coins it is spelled. So I'm going to change my color though to the neon green because it's a little more legible. Here's an image that we see, and we see the lily here on the left-hand side. That reminds us of the fleur-de-lis of France, of course, or the New Orleans Saints football helmet. But that's exactly it. This is a symbol on a Jewish coin, basically 2,500 years ago. If you look at the other side, though, you see this. Is it a hawk? Is it a dove? I don't know. I'm not worried about that. All we're looking at is the spelling here of the word Yehud. And it's a yod. There's our hey, drawn sideways here. And then a dalet. Yod-heh-dalet. Yehud. And there's other examples too. And there's a scholar in Israel, Yehoshua Tzlotnik, who has, I've taken some of these images from his work. I have that link below to his article on the larger context in the Persian and Hellenistic era of Jewish coinage. Here again is another coin. It's got kind of an owl, but you see the yod, hey, dalet, Yehud. Here's another coin also with an owl. Right above my head here, we've got yod, hey, and dalet, Yehud. Go over here is just a couple more. This is just to make the single point of a variety of Jewish coins from the Persian era that have Yehud spelled without the vav. Here's a nice but funny looking owl, but you can see very clearly here, yod, hey, dalet, Yehud. And the point here is just that to just remind ourselves that the vowel points are not necessary. And neither are these vowel helpers like the vav or the hey. This last one's curious because it's backwards. We have the yod going like this, then the hey, and then the dalet like that. Maybe that would be easier if I do it in a dark color. Let me do that. I don't know if that's going to be any easier to read. It's actually, I'll draw it down here so you can see it. It's like backwards Paleo Hebrew. And so the question with this last one is, was that on purpose? Because, you know, when the people who create the stamp for the coin have to do it backwards so that when it presses on, stamps onto the silver, that it actually reads correctly. But this last example here, it is backwards on the actual minted coin. So the main point here is that we have in circulation coins in the Persian period, different mintings, different birds. Is it an owl? The one that looks kind of like a dove or a hawk. It's got the lily on it. One thing they all have in common is the yod-heh-dalet spelling for yod-heh-dalet, Yehud. Yehud. And that's the Persian era term for the land of Judah. And so people who use these coins would look and they would see this written on it, and they would know to say Yehud. They knew that it was what it was talking about. They didn't need the vav there. So this is just a simple example from the ancient Hebrew language where we have actual attested artifacts with writing on them, helping us understand at that time what spelling conventions were acceptable. And this is one where we see the vav for Yehuda was not essential to understanding the word. Shalom.